Hey, hi everyone. If you are actively interviewing, especially for a senior PM role, every time you are in an interview, the first thing that interviewer asks you is tell me what do you know about the role and the company. Imagine having a pipeline of 3 4 interviews in a week and you have to do this research for each one of them. For every new company, you go back to ChatGPT or Claude, ask the same questions and still feel like you're missing something. What if you set this up once and it works like a dedicated research employee? Consistent, thorough, tailored to every interview you walk into. So here's what we are building today. A company research agent. We'll set up a Claude project which you will configure once and it will produce a structured company intelligence brief for any company that you give it to it. Now, brief has, I have designed in a way that the brief will have 6 sections. I'll show you the full output shortly, but here's the preview. The first part of this is company snapshot, primarily talking about what they do, what stage they are at, current scale, the market that they operate into. The second part of this is problem and product thesis. So primarily to highlight what problem space they are working on, and what is their like product bet look like. Third part of this is differentiation. So basically to highlight where they are differentiated, like are they going after enterprise customers or are they going after uh, like say SMEs. So basically talking about that, covering the differentiation aspects. Then competitor landscape, because any discussions that you are going to have with an interviewer, they also want to understand like how much you understand about the competitions, right? So competitive landscape and gaps and opportunities. While you are not asked about it right away, but I think it's always good to have this understanding, because in case if they ask you something like, hey, what do you think is the current gap with our product offering, I think this will help you frame uh, answers to those this kind of questions. And last of this is primarily if you are kind of looking to understand what kind of interview questions that you are expected to be asked in this. So this can also help you with a couple of preparatory questions. Now to start this, I have logged into Cloud Desktop. You can do this in a browser version as well. Now the first thing that we would like to do is create a new project. So let's get started with creating a new project. We can start from a scratch, or we can also import an existing project. But now in this case, let's start from scratch. So I'll give it company research agent, and here's the instruction part of it. So consider instruction as uh, like you're hiring an employee and this is their job description. So in this case, so in terms of instruction, the instruction that I'm giving it is, hey, you are a company research agent, and your goal is to uh, help me prepare for an interview, especially knowing about the company details and all. And this the output should cover primarily the all the 6 aspects which I have discussed before. So yeah, pretty much give the same instruction. The instruction will help it in a way that every time it generates an output, it will follow that instruction. We can also add a file. So let's take for example, if you have any specific files related to that company, you can update that here. And this is a project location folder. So basically, if you want the output to be stored in a specific project or a specific locations, this folder directs to that location. So what we can do is either we can create a new one. In this case, let me get created a new one. So I'll create a company research agent. Let's take for example one. So what happens is every time it generates an output, it will generate in this folder. And I'll call this as create. I think next two things that you have to make sure is, given that the project operates in a folder, so uh, we should make sure that it has access to cloud cowork. And then also in this specific case, this research agent is primarily going to work based on the web search. So it's going to search about the company across different resources and all. So yeah, now let's see it in action. So basically, I was recently reached out by a company called SAS Labs, And I mean, I just wanted to understand, like, hey, uh, do a little bit of research on this company so that when I'm going in the interview, I'm well prepared. So few things that I want to know is, uh, I mean, prepare a company intelligence brief for SaaS Lab. I have a PM interview with them tomorrow morning, and I mean, save the brief to my workspace folder. Okay, to my folder, to the project folder in, let's say, Word format. Okay, so it has started working on. Now you'd see that it started loading tools. So primarily in this case, it's going to be the search tool. As you can see, it's searching the web, and while like it comes up, it completes the search, it will come up with an output. So these are the resources or references it has found out on the web. So it's going to come up with an output based on this resource or reference. Now it's loading a tool, basically task create. Okay, now let's review the output it has generated. So it has also given us a quick summary in terms of the snapshot, problem and product thesis, differentiators, competitive landscape, gaps and opportunities. So yeah, we can quickly go to the documents. So there are couple of options. You can actually go and check these documents in the desktop folder. In my case, I have connected this with Google Drive. So what happens is it automatically saves that documents in my Google Drive. So I mean, let's start with that itself. So it's going to create a document in Google Drive. Uh, yeah, let's see how what kind of document it has created. Okay, so with regards to company snapshot, okay, it has done a really good job talking about industry stage. It's a Series B listed company, funded in 2016, revenue, headcount, customers, and which market it is operates. Uh, I think in terms of problems and product thesis, it has covered that aspect really well. Differentiation aspect is covered really well. Competitive landscape, it has actually documented the key competitors, gaps and opportunities. So yeah, I mean, I would say really great document it has created. Now, if you want to understand anything specific, let's take for example, uh, please suggest 2-3 questions I should prepare for the interview. Okay, I think if we wanted to come up with more contextual questions, I think two things that you should do. One is add your give it give add your resume to this project folder, and also if you have an existing JD, that also you can kind of add it to the folder. So what will happen is this project folder will have context from your resume, and it will also have context from your JD. Okay, how is the team thinking about monetization? What is the team? I think basically it has come up with questions which you as a candidate can ask from the interviewer. That is also a good aspect, right? I mean, if you want to build a really good positive first impression, it's always better to ask few questions from the interviewer. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. There are a couple of more things that you can do here. So I think one is you can schedule. So let's go back to the project. I think I have created couple of this. So let's pick the first one. So you can pin it. So once you pin it here, it will show here in the pin section. So every time you want to kind of access it, it's available to available for you to access it easily. Second option is if you want to edit certain details, maybe probably description you want to add, you can do that. I think yeah, that's pretty much everything. Let me see if there is anything that I'm missing. Okay, so one important aspect is, I mean, while it may not be relevant in this case, but in case if you want to schedule something, like set up a recurring task that hey, uh, I mean, you are kind of interviewing for this 4-5 companies in next 5 days. So you can give it access to your schedule, and accordingly it can kind of go ahead do that research in a scheduled manner. So I mean there are multiple ways to achieve it. One is you can give it access to your calendar and instruct that, hey, every time I have an interview, 24 hours prior to that interview, go ahead, do that company research and create a report. So all of this is possible, and it's at your fingertip. Just go ahead, use this facility or use these features. I'm going to talk about more such features in my next video.